Hello out there in cryptocurrency land. Welcome back to Real Crypto. So those of you joining me here today, thank you very much. I want to tell you a little bit about myself if you're new to my channel. I'm a technical trader. I trade based off of charts and price action. And I want you guys to give me 2 minutes so I can explain exactly how I know when Bitcoin will bottom. All right, 2 minutes. I know the average YouTube lifespan here is about 30 seconds, so that's a lot to ask. But is 2 minutes too much to invest in your financial well-being? Well, that depends if you turn the video off or not. All right, 30 seconds and I got a minute and a half to go. I am not going to give you a bottom price in Bitcoin, okay? That is how I know the bottom will be in. That is how I know, because nobody knows the bottom price, the bottom print that Bitcoin is going to make. Nobody knows that. That's the first thing you need to know, is that I don't care if you follow Tone Vase, Hygiene, Data Dash, I don't care who it is. If they're trying to give you any kind of a price level, they are false prophets. No one in the world can give you the price level that Bitcoin is going to bottom. Not even me, not anyone. I can't tell you when Bitcoin will bottom. Bitcoin will bottom, and this may sound a little more common sense than it seems. When everyone stops selling Bitcoin is when Bitcoin will bottom. The question is, how do you know when they've stopped selling? You see the selling stop with extremely large volume called capitulation. Okay? Capitulation is a term that basically means extreme volume changing hands. So this is the 2013 Bitcoin bear market. This is your capitulation bar. After all the big volume bars and after all the downside price action has happened, you get an extraordinarily large capitulation bar in Bitcoin. This will be your bottom on volume that supersedes all prior volumes for quite some time by probably over double. That is what is going to cause the bottom in Bitcoin on massive volume, on a massive downside spiking candle. Now, if you notice, this is actually the largest downside candle throughout this entire move, okay? And that is how you know when Bitcoin has bottomed. Really, that is how. It isn't picking a level that makes you feel good about yourself. It isn't picking a level that makes your account feel good, because guess what? There's a lot of pain on the downside. There's a lot of pain on the downside when we're in bear markets. And right now you're living through that pain. All right, if you're holding Bitcoin, if you just bought Bitcoin, if you're thinking of buying Bitcoin, right? You're living through that pain. We haven't seen this capitulation volume yet. This capitulation volume will be on the like of something like this. It will be a volume extraordinarily high. Now, recently I've seen a lot of people call the bottom in Bitcoin at 7,500. Okay? It's not the bottom. This is not capitulation volume. This is not capitulation volume. This, however, is capitulation volume. The problem with this bar is it's too close to the high. Capitulation happens much further out from the all-time high. It's going to happen much further to the downside. Now, where exactly is that price going to be? No one has a crystal ball, and I don't have an exact price target for you. All I can tell you is that I have other videos on my channel out there talking about this 2013 market, and there's actually two parabolic moves in 2013. Here's the first one, here's the second one. Both of these culminated in about an 82% move to the downside, ultimately. Keep in mind, that's the spike low, okay? That's the spike low. That was 82%. This one is 87%, okay? So somewhere in the 80 percentile range. Somewhere in the 80 percentile range, these two bottomed. Now, it doesn't have to do that the third time, all right? This is its own market. It can do something else. It can do something else. But to me, the 2013 market and this market are rhyming almost exactly. They're rhyming quite significantly. And an 85% pullback in Bitcoin. Oh, there's 83 at about 3,300. So somewhere between 4,000, 3,000 level ultimately is a very possible downside target. Notice I use the word possible. I'm not going to sit here and call a bottom for you and try to look like a genius. My job isn't to look like a genius. Okay, my job is to give you some information. That's what I do at my site, Real-Crypto. All right? You can go to my website and check me out there. It's still in its infancy, but I'm building that up. And all I do is try to give you very valid information, and I try to give you guys the tools that I use to ascertain, are we in a bull market? Are we in a bear market? Okay? How do you figure those things out? All right? And how do you figure those things out and stay out of the way during this kind of carnage, and at the same time participate in these kinds of up moves? Okay? So there's a big possibility somewhere between 3,000 and 4,000 that we finally hit some kind of a bottom. But if you noticed back there in 2013, I didn't do it too much, but if you go back to 2013, it took 2 years and 9 months to get back to all-time highs. Okay? 2 years and 9 months. In between, this is our big capitulation day. This big volume day was the day that said it's clear to go ahead to the upside. In between there was basically 296 days, or essentially 9 months of nothing. All right, and that is probably in our future. That's more than likely in our future. This chart looks an awful lot like this chart, and I think we're going to get something like that. Now, we are due a big spike at some point in time, kind of like we had in 2013. That's not just strictly based on us rhyming with 2013. That's based off of 15 years of technical analysis. After some extreme weak action, you're due some good bounces to the upside before it rolls over again. You can see this time and time again in many, many charts. So where will the bottom be in Bitcoin? I don't have an exact level for you. And the point here, ladies and gentlemen, is that nobody does. I clickbaited you so that I can inform you that no one knows that number. And if they're telling you, they're lying to you, trying to look smart. I'm not trying to look smart. I'm telling you, no one knows where the bottom is, and that is a fact. No one knows where the bottom is unless they're sitting there with $1 billion willing to buy Bitcoin. Okay? Then you can watch them put the bottom in, and only then do you know when the bottom is in. Until then, you have no idea. I'm in all cash. I'm stepped aside from this market, and all I can tell you is this. When Bitcoin does finally put that capitulation bottom in, when Bitcoin does finally put that huge downside movement in, I will be one of the first ones to place an order. Until then, I'm on the sidelines, stepping aside, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for joining me. Please subscribe if you did like the video. I'm just trying to educate you guys. Investing is something where you don't do based off of what YouTube people say. Investing is something where you invest based off of your knowledge, and if you don't have that knowledge, go out and get it. And there's guys out there like myself selling courses. Some of them are good, some of them are not. And my courses aren't out yet, but they'll be really good. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me. Have a good day.